Hey guys, so last time for my drawing, I did a human version of this little piggy. He's a boar. Um, these are Chinese New Year um, zodiac animals stuffies you can get from the Littlest Gift Boutique. I just purchased them recently, so I made a shapeshifter version of him. So it's kind of like they are animals and they can turn into animals, but they can also turn into people, like human forms, but they're still animals. Um, so I did a drawing of him, so you can check it out on my drawings playlist. And I did a coloring and outlining video. And so today we're going to color in my drawing of my chicken. His name is Nugget. It's not like chicken nuggets. It's not supposed to be in that context. It's like nugget, like a gold nugget. So a gold nugget is like a piece of gold like this. Um, so I actually gave him, oh, hit the tripod, but I gave him an actual gold nugget necklace, so that way it's what his name means. It doesn't mean chicken nugget because he's a chicken, so it's kind of awkward. But I did call him Nugget because I thought it was cute, and it just means gold nugget. So I'm gonna start off with R4, which is livid red, and I'm going to color in some parts red. Just like in my board drawing, I colored in some parts of the outfit red because I wanted there to be red representing the pillows they're sitting on. They come with these pillows that are stuck on them, so they're sewn onto them, and they're just sitting on pillows. So I decided to kind of take that, and instead of actually having them like hug pillows in the drawing, or sit on pillows, I gave them an actual. Oh, my coloring thing fell. I have to get that. But I made it into parts of the clothing are going to have shades of red on it, so that way it's like it matches. Where I was going with this costume that he was wearing, to be honest, the clothing he was wearing, I have no idea. I was kind of like thinking about something with like like a big neck, like a high neck thing, like a turtleneck or something. I was thinking about that, but I went for something more tighter, and he kind of reminds me of the Demon Slayer in the anime. There's a uniform they all wear, except it's all black. And basically it kind of reminds me of that. So I guess that's where I got my inspiration from. But to be honest, I just wanted something with like a high collar, so it ended up becoming like that. Which isn't bad because I do like those designs. It was just kind of random for my chicken character to have that. I also gave him this belt. I kind of drew it a bit high on his waist, but that's okay. For the wings, I was going to do angel wings, but I went for something on his arms, just because I thought that would be different, and also because technically wings are in replacement of arms, so I kind of wanted to do that, because I thought it would be different, and I just didn't want to do the traditional, oh, there's wings on his back like an angel type of deal, so yeah. I'm making his pants red too, cause I don't want to do the same color as the shirt. For this one, I left the definition lines out of, for like the ab area, like the chest area and the stomach area, like just because I didn't want it to be super skin tight, like the clothing. That was my fan, but oh well. It's okay. I'm going to use R3 to... Nugget is out of frame. Oh no. I'm gonna use R3, which is rose red, to kind of shade in some areas too, for like the belt and then the pants. Then I'm going to shade in the pants. So that's done. I'm gonna first color in the gold parts for like the nugget, like the necklace, and then his belt buckle. I want it to be the same color too. And then I will color in the rest of his outfit. So I am going to use Y44. It's called fresh green because it's in between yellow and greenish, but really it kind of looks a bit gold. I don't have like a full-on actual pure gold, so these are the colors that I kind of just use to simulate gold. Like they look like gold, but they're not really. But on paper it looks fine. It's not like it's has to be super accurate. And this string will be gold too. There. And then his belt buckle as well. I thought for these guys, drawing them as like the animals would be kind of more easier in a way, but drawing them as like people, that's more difficult. So I kind of put myself in a challenge where it's like draw these guys as people, not animals, so that way it gives a bit of variety, and also like it involves more thinking, like a more thought process to it. So that's done. I haven't really decided what his shirt color should be, but I am going to go. I kind of want it to be black just because he is light skin anyways, because he's white, like pure white. So I kind of want something to counter that, because it's just a lot of bright stuff going on. So I'm gonna use CG8. It's a cool gray, and I'm going to use it for his whole thing, his whole shirt. So the whole thing is that a lot of the times the markers will bleed out easily onto other areas that you don't want to draw unless you have extremely thick paper then it won't do that much. I think I tried cardstock once and it didn't leak as much, but for like just this type of like this type of printing paper, it's just printing paper that I'm using, it ends up um, leaking through a lot of areas. So I just like to outline where I'm going to be coloring in first with the marker that I will color in, and then go through, and so that way I don't have to worry about the details. So when I outline around it, it's already going through the details, so I don't have to worry about it leaking through, because I won't color past the points that I already colored. So this part is done, and then I'm going to go around his necklace first, so that way I don't have to worry about it leaking into that area first. So right now I'm coloring in the arm area. I don't think I added as much detail as I usually do, so I might go back and add a couple extra lines when I start outlining it. I'm gonna outline it in a separate video though, so you guys can stay tuned for like keep up to date. I know YouTube is like you need to click on the bell button to check the notification, to get notifications. So if you want to, you can subscribe and then click the bell button, so that way you get notifications whenever I upload new videos. Especially because I do like separate parts to a lot of this paper is falling, a lot of drawings, so it's just easier if you get notified. I'm trying to figure out what angle is best to work with my tripod, so you'll notice I'm kind of sometimes when I'm drawing I'm kind of stiff because I don't know what's the best angle to like draw around my tripod. Right now I am like beside it. The other day I wasn't beside it, I was just like crossing my arm around it, so that was a bit uncomfortable. So I'm still getting used to the whole filming situation I have going on. So I'm just coloring in these lines because when they dry, they'll help me see where I can outline. Because sometimes if you don't do that, like sometimes if you don't have parts that dry, it's hard to see where you're outlining. So I kind of have a rough idea where I want to outline, so I just color those in, and they kind of dry a little bit before I use the chisel tip to fill out bigger areas, and then it's easier when I outline. I can see certain areas that I want to outline, and then I can also add more lines afterwards too. Also, I like using the chisel tip because I don't want to ruin the brush side by using it for so many big areas, because I think I did that before with like my chameleon markers. I used to use the chameleon brand. It was pretty good. um, they kind of smell more chemically than touch markers, but in terms of like the brush tip, they don't really have a brush tip. They have like this small it's kind of like a brush tip. It's kind of like a I forgot what it's called, like a bullet tip. So what happened is it's pretty small, and I ended up ruining the brush by using it so many times. So I decided to switch over to touch markers and try it out. I've been using these for like a year or so, and they've been working pretty well for me. The only thing is, like, I don't want to ruin the brush tip, so I end up switching back and forth between the chisel for bigger areas. However, if you're using markers and you're using the chisel tip, chances are you might see the lines a little bit more if you color one area and then it dries because you're leaving it for a few hours because you need to go do something. You might find that the lines are more, you can see them more, like which direction I'm coloring in. So because this is a cool gray, I can actually go back in. I'm gonna go back in with my black marker. It's a pure black marker. I bought it separately from my because I have a case of markers that I use for my coloring, and then this one I bought separately because it didn't come with it. But this is an actual black marker. It says 120, and it's just pure black, while the others are like a dark gray that kind of look like black when you use them, but they're not purely black. So I'm just shading in some parts of his shirt. I added his collarbone even though it's like covered, but it's kind of, most of the shirts that I draw are kind of skin tight for my characters, so it's just gonna be like that. But I didn't add any of like the definition for the abs and stuff because I don't know, I just didn't want this one to be overly skin tight looking, I guess. Okay, and so the only thing I have left to color is this feather that I put there. I don't know what this speck is, but yeah, I'm gonna color in this feather that I put there. So the first thing I'm going to use is WG 0.5, which is warm gray. These are basically the colors that I use to color in his other wings, like his actual wings. And then the next color I'm using is WG2. They're all types of warm gray. They're basically the same color. They're just different shades. So there's like lighter shades of warm gray, and then there's darker shades of warm gray. That's the thing about this kit. There's like a lot of different colors. Like a lot of the grays are called the same name. It's just they're darker shades of that gray. So yeah. So it is done. Push the pig to the back, but that's okay. So yeah, so here is the coloring process done. My next video, like I said, will be the outlining video because this video's pretty long already as it is. But yeah, a lot of my videos end up long, especially the coloring, and then you look at the outlining video and it's shorter. I think it's just because it takes a longer time to color because you're focusing on like what colors to use and how to shade and everything. So for outlining, it's pretty straightforward when you have the sketch lines down. So yeah, but yeah, this is basically it. So if you guys want to see the boar one, it is in my drawings playlist. If you want to see other drawings, it's there too. And the process work for him will be posted down in the description box below in my social media. You can check it out. All my social media is there. If you like and follow those, you will get notifications or see posts. Not really notifications, but you'll see posts on your social media, so that way you can stay updated with like the sketches and stuff, just because I don't show the sketching process usually, so it's easier to see it from there because I post pictures. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.